Hey, it's Sunstroke 11 for another Ultra Sun Moon Wi-Fi battle. I've really missed using this team. I love this Kingdra so much, and every single time I go back to using it, I remember just how fun it is to use. And every single time I use it, I end up being disappointed that I didn't get to use Mimikyu much because Kingdra did everything. Also, this was an OU match I had on Discord. I don't think it was part of any tournaments, just a regular OU match with someone. Oh wait, no, this was part of a tournament. This was part of an OU tournament on my Discord server. So I went for Flamethrower, seeing if they would go into Ferrothorn, but it ended up being a 2-hit KO anyway, which is perfect. Because now, whether they stay in or switch, I can get off a Solar Beam on something, and the Azumarill comes in and does not take this well at all, gets completely destroyed by it, and that Azumarill was the only thing standing in the way of Kingdra, really. Ferrothorn ended up... Well, Ferrothorn could have stood in the way of Kingdra if not for the rain. Though, realistically, I don't think it would have been able to take Kingdra out completely. So I got a nice free kill there. With their team, Ferrothorn was the only thing that could have resisted Solar Beam. So they didn't really have a lot of options to switch out into. And they obviously couldn't go into Ferrothorn unless they made a hard read. Because I was already going for Flamethrower on the Pelipper. And they might have been in a much better position had they stayed in and gotten some damage off on Xenon first before switching out. Because all they did was just give me free setup. They could have gone for a Dark Pulse or something, possibly even gotten the flinch, and then that would have ruined my sweep. But at the very least, they could have probably taken off about a third of Xenon's HP, and then the Ferrothorn could have potentially whittled it down enough. But that's only if the rain wasn't up. So I was a bit worried here if this would actually be enough to take it out. Thankfully it was just enough. And I calculated afterwards, the rain mattered because Draco Meteor would not have done enough. Surf in the rain just did slightly more than Draco Meteor, just enough to make that a 2-hit KO. And here I was worried. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to outspeed the Swampert or not. Luckily I could, because I don't have max speed investment. We're both at doubled speed, so it came down to who had the higher speed before the doubling. So it turned out it was me, even though I don't have full speed investment. Pretty sure Swampert has lower base speed, but if they were running Jolly max speed, I was worried they might have outsped, since I only have, I think, 128 speed EVs in this. I don't remember. And that Water Shuriken did absolutely nothing. They could have gotten a lot more damage off if they had gone for a Dark Pulse earlier instead of switching. So I get a nice, clean, and easy sweep here. This is why I love using Xenon the Crit Draw. So if you want to battle me or participate in tournaments that I have regular standard format tournaments like this, which came from a regular OU tournament. I also have, it's a different standard format each month, rotating between stuff like doubles OU, mixed OU, Ubers. And then once a month there's a theme tournament, such as only being able to use one or two types, or only being able to use things from a certain region. So if you want to battle me or participate in tournaments like that, then check out my competitive Pokemon Discord server in the description. So, see you next time!